50,000 meters of land in Abuja. To even acquire the land, know how much it is. It's like a city. And one man decided to steal from the coffers of our common patrimony, and then went ahead and built. Do you know that he even had the temerity to even file a case against the FCC?
Yeah, but the
regarding this, although he lost the case.
Charles, the rule is if you are aggrieved, go to court.
Yeah, but he agreed for stealing, that he was caught.
He felt aggrieved. That's why he went to court.
The process of his theft.
Now you
the process of his theft had been. Oh God, this country.
So, but federal government to sell houses to low and middle income.
Yes, if what the Federal Ministry of Housing is trying to do is if they actually go through with it may be because they said they have priority. They have preference for the low and income, and I wouldn't know how a low income earner can
indeed go to them.
Indeed, but how can low and income earner who also didn't steal afford a duplex in that place in Abuja?
At that point, Charles,
yes,
will as they say, when we get to the bridge, we will cross arms.
But the bridge has been
the bridge
has been broken.
But
MFL had just broken one.
So the boys will be separated from the men. Yeah. All right. Other stories to pick from in the Punch include driving against traffic, not enough but for police to kill my 13-year-old son.
Yes.
Grieving father.
It's actually an interview, a very lengthy interview. I read it. One thing that the man has also put to rest is the controversy that, not controversy. Actually, it was a rumor that the boy who was shot, who was killed, actually was going for his WAEC exam. But the father had come out to clear it that the boy, a twin, is his immediate elder brother who is how old now? Who is in SS3? No, the other one is SS3 that is going for. So they had 5 children. They
still have.
Oh, no,
okay, they had. Yeah.
They had 5 children.
Until
this one is late. No, they had 5 children in the car.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But I hear the car was tinted.
Yeah, no. He said, it was only the back windshield. Does the back? Is that the back windshield? How do you call it? The back glass. Okay, let me say the rear glass.
Window glasses.
No window. The rear glass.
Rear is at the front.
No, rear.
The rear view is
no, not rear view mirror. The rear glass. The glass.
Okay.
The back, close to the boot. He said that's the only one that is slightly in tint. The windows are very transparent. That this OYROT man, they said, saw them. They had a pastor and the wife who also were taking their child to write exam, and they were almost late. So it was when they saw the barricade, okay, please, I don't want any trouble with this one. Let me quickly go so that my child can meet up.
Please, Charles, there are two, so we don't start the debate from here. There are 2 angles to this story. I know the story has divided opinion in the land. Driving against traffic is a no-no.
It's a no-no, I do understand that, because there's also an excuse.
But shooting, as the policeman did, is a no-no too.
Yes, 2 wrongs.
So 2 wrongs don't make a right.
It's only mathematics.
Even though a
minus is plus.
A cynic said, if 2 wrongs don't make a right, try 3. The third one.
The third one is even worse.
The third wrong was to apply rationality.
Rationality is also not something they can also take home.
Yeah.
But it's okay. May the life of that
I
son.
just hope lessons are learned here.
Well, lessons from the trigger-happy policeman not to open fire on defenseless civilians.
No.
Number one. Number 2.
Please, Charles. We are journalists, so we give the thing. The police didn't aim at the child.
No, it was aimed at a civilian vehicle.
Civilian vehicle, not a human being. Please, and
but driven by a human being.
Charles, a bullet has what they call an altercation. When you shoot like this, it tends to fly. to fly up.
Shouldn't the police know that the bullet will fly? May
Charles,
get to a target intended?
Let's end.
The other lesson learned is that don't drive against the traffic.
So the police shoots in an extreme case to immobilize a felon, but the driver here was not a felon.
So it was wrong to have shot.
But
a live bullet.
Hold on. It begs. Did the police just shoot on sighting him? The answer is no.
No.
So, Charles, since you are interested in opening this page, make I follow you small. Pictures we are told don't tell lies.
No, not anymore. That was in the days when you were a young journalist.
Now.
Pictures slide, video slide now.
Hold on. Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. And then Photoshop and everything.
But what we saw was not a Photoshop. Why did he resist? Why did he fail to stop?
Okay, but he provided an answer. The answer may be plausible.
Please, Charles.
No, for the listener's sake.
Stories
for the
time.
listener's sake. Okay, let them read. Let them read the details. Yes, let them go read the details.
All right, federal government summons. Natasha's lawyers promise defense with factual evidence.
This case, let it just end. Let's just go to bed.
For once.
Let's go to bed and let it end, please. Let it end.
Okay. Over 80%, 90% now of teenagers don't report sexual abuse cases to parents.
Yes, because stigma is there, and then maybe somebody's threatening the young girl. If you tell, then you might die or something. Yeah. So, but again, it's also I think the parents also have a blame because if you school your daughter. Maybe before they get to the age of puberty, and of course maybe the teen age, then there are certain things you shouldn't do. I mean, if somebody does this to you, you should tell.
Yeah.
But when you just say, because you were threatened, then it aggravates the case, and then you become culpable to some of this. Anyway, but parents should take a lesson from this and then do what is right.
Yeah. Okay. Organ trade. Federal government to launch registry after Punch investigation.
Yeah.
To imagine that a trade like that is booming in my country is depressing.
It's booming. And there was.
You are wondering what's wrong.
Okay. Well, what's wrong is the I think is the focus to be rich, because just make money in Nigeria. Even your village people who will be expecting you at Christmas time to come and wet the ground, to come and declare, will be applauding you. But nobody ever asks whether somebody who left for the city barely 3 years ago is now very rich. So it's for that. And I read a story about maybe because of time. Let's just bury
Charles, many parents are advised to stop comparing their children's state to others.
Yes.
Not be your mate.
Not be your mate. Be that one. You day here they do.
Charles, deal with this one. Defect with me or resign. Akwa Ibom governor tells appointees.
Well, sometime I'll come here. You always talk about it doing the news, but Akwa Ibom, that's your state.
Akwa Ibom is in the news.
So the pendulum has swung away.
It doesn't matter. We know they won't carry first.
The pendulum has swung away. But I think what Governor Eno is doing, a pastor, I understand he is. That's from the clergy. For me, it's not too good. Only last week, he also threatened some of his commissioners that whenever they go for an outing with him, that when they finish, they should not drive home. They should drive him to his guest house, and before they can drive away.
They should not leave him there.
Not leaving him there at the event. That they must drive with him back. Number one, they must wait till he wants to leave, which of course is part of the protocol.
You don't understand.
Number two, you must drive with me.
No leave before me.
No, if don't leave, don't leave the venue. Don't even go home until I get home. That's number one.
I don't know whether my intervention makes sense.
Okay.
No leave before me.
No. If you look at that, that's ambiguous. Don't leave before me. That don't leave the venue of the event. But the things that don't go home until I get to wherever. If it's a get house or before you can drive home. Number two is saying, look, I'm going to APC. And it's either you go with me or you resign because. And he also made a boast. I posted it on Facebook this morning. He also made a boast that those of you who may remain in PDP because you are elected, maybe House of Assembly, you think you can threaten me with PDP. I am still going to be holding tight to the party structure of PDP in the state, even though I cross over to APC. So he's going to be in APC, and then he also be having the keys to the structure of PDP.
More like hunting with the foxes and flying with.
I'm flying with the.
Oh, come on. All right, let's move to the Vanguard now. The Vanguard leads with this one. Tinubu at midterm. Who are the people government is satisfying?
Well, Punch did a survey, a yes or no survey, and two questions. Are you better off with the coming of this government for the past 2 years? Yes or no? So I think they said about 87%. Is it 87% of respondents? They said they were not better off. Then the second question is: do you think things will get better in the next 2 years? About 99% said they are not sure that things will get better because they ruled out the issue of removal of subsidy, the things going up and all that,
Charles,
and how it has affected their personal.
I get the impression you have a different hole here. You know, you are digging deeper than I am.
Okay.
When the president removed subsidy, also tell the listener, if you fail to, I'll tell him, that states got up to 3 times what they were getting before then.
Yes.
And which is why the minimum wage was jacked up to 70,000.
Yes.
Which many states are not willing to pay.
Yes, they are failing to pay. Not only that, the National Assembly, although it's also debatable, we understand that even right now they are getting up to *1 billion naira for their constituency allowances from the subsidy.
So money don't day.
Money don't day, but it doesn't trickle down to those who are the respondents. That's where the problem
also,
is.
let me break it down, as you said, one dig. The federal government has no farm, but every land in this country
belongs to the state government.
Devolves on the state government.
Yes.
The governor is the owner of the land.
Yes.
And I hope this is relevant. The president has no power to sign a death warrant. Only a governor can.
Yes. But
so it tells you a governor who has more money
it's shying away from dispensing.
Has the right or non-right to spend the money.
Yes, again, but I think you're quite right indeed. But you see, I'm talking just to stay with this Punch's Vanguard's headline. Of course, I talked about the respondent, but I think where there is a challenge. I mean, I was once upon a time a business editor. I know that there's a disconnect between the macro economy that is doing better now and the micro. So that disconnect is what is causing this issue that people are not feeling the gains of what the macro is enjoying right now.
So make we continue.
Yes,
the hidden hands behind Boko Haram.
Yes.
Remember Governor Zulum the other day said politicians and members of the armed forces
they are aiding.
Yeah. Informants to insurgency.
And
So
it's a replay of 2012. When Jonathan said that even in his government, among his cabinet, the National Assembly, that there were Boko Haram people who were sympathetic.
Did we interrogate that?
We did it, but we said no. What was he saying? Now this man is even telling you. Okay, do you know that I also read in the course of the week that when Boko Haram started, from that, is it Yusuf that man that was
Mohammed
Yusuf? Then after that, when you have Sekarolo, they said they were secretly. I don't know whether it was known to the military or because that time they wanted military was going to recruit. They embarked on massive recruitment of the rank and file. That the Boko Haram people were sending their members to be recruited into the military. As we speak, that most of them are there, here and there. Though this one, they are now the ones that are now providing top secret information to And they since 2007 they've risen in rank. Most of them maybe by sergeant and all that.
Talk about the enemy within.
The enemy within.
Yeah.
So they've infiltrated. They planned this thing right from time, and we just went to bed without thinking of how to counter them.
It tells you, Charles and I, that the answer to calling the bluff of the Boko Haram insurgents is a choice we have.
Yeah.
We can do it if we want to.
But again, it has to be going the whole hog. But going the whole hog means that some very mighty people who are highly placed will be affected. But the question is that who has the political will to get them, how do I say it now, prosecuted, yes.
Okay, national carrier off the table. Federal government to demolish old Lagos airport terminal. Minister Kayamo.
Yes, Kayamo has come out to say, Oga, I don't think it's going to be viable, economically speaking, to float a national carrier. Remember the Air Nigeria, the wahala of spending how much to
I know about Nigeria Airways.
No, Air Nigeria that was...
Before you flirted with Air Nigeria came later now.
No, I'm talking about the recent history.
I said the one way come to
that have been liquidated.
Nigeria Airways.
It been liquidated. So I mean, John Obasanjo's first time in office. It was liquid. First or second time, I can't recall. But the Air Nigeria they flirted with, of course, you remember the furore and all that. But he's saying now they have settled for the reality that they are no longer Nigeria is the government is not going to be flying. Okay, well, operating a national carrier. They would rather support the private, all these like what do you call all these private airlines,
APC
and Co. And then again, he said the old terminal of the Murtala Mohammed Airport is not befitting to our image. So they are going to be having it demolished and rebuilt another one.
All right, U.S. shifts focus to investment-led strategy in Africa.
Yes, but again, we don't with the way Trump is driving his narrative. How will it benefit the country? Because recently, also last week, I also read. I don't know, it's not. Was I read or have you watched the video where one of the highly placed ministers in France was blaming the way that Emmanuel Macron handled the Sahel region's affair, that France is losing big in Africa. And then if they continue, then Europe may start emigrating to Africa very soon, if we get it right.
Okay, then we go get Onyibo must go.
Like Ghana must go that time.
But Ghana must go was a retaliation.
Yes. During the
war.
Shagari time. That Ghana must go. It was 1982.
But Ghana started it in 1969 during the war.
Okay,
Civil War.
Maybe some of
they expelled many Nigerians.
Yes, at that time.
Oh yeah, okay. They did. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Still in the vanguard, politics now. PDP crisis. Saraki-led reconciliation committee members visit Governor Mba.
Yeah, Mba is in Enugu. Because what's happening, I think, is very strategic. The Southeast has always been, since 1990, has always been an enclave, if the man is speaking of the PDP. Okay, it's a very stronghold of the PDP, but it's been decimated, in the manner of speaking. First, the loss of Imo State to APC from the days of Rocha Sokrocha that joined from ABGA to APC, and then
later
the Ebonyi also went Umahi and all that. Yeah. Now, Anambra is flirting. Is flirting. But what people say is keeping Charles Oludo is because of the legacy of Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegu. Because he said that because it was his legacy, so it would be difficult for him to. But the moment the wife left, the moment the wife accepted to serve in this administration, I knew that the whole thing about Anambra, Apuga is gone.
Also remember that a former governor of that state swore he was not going to leave APGA. But the rest is history.
Should we mention his name? No.
I don't know his name. PDP acting chairman Damagum defends ties to Wike, denies incompetence.
Yeah, but he was told, I mean, okay, well, there were people who were kicking him that he was flirting with the APC, was a mole planted in the PDP that's working with this present administration, number one. Number two, that his closeness to Wike, of course, points to that fact. But he's saying he's not the only one close to Wike. There are other people amongst you who are close to Wike who are sitting there, but that he also said he is not the problem of what is happening in PDP. Some of you who are leaving PDP, is that because you are also linked with Wike? So please, say your day, make a day my day.
Day my day. All right. Impunity in PDP started in 1998. Professor ABC Nwosu.
Well, ABC Nwosu also, yeah,
he should know.
Yeah, he should know. But again, where the impunity. Remember Obasanjo that time we just sit down, a governor will be removed, and House of Assembly, House of Rep member, senator, and all that. How about when somebody he ate that ate pounded down with him, and then that evening the person was removed? Was it out the remember that time? So impunity actually, according to him, started that. But I do not dispute it. But should we continue in saying that the grace may abound? That's so says Roman, a book in the Bible. A rhetorical question for anybody to answer.
Okay, let's move to the This Day newspaper now. The lead story: with opposition at crossroads, Atiku Saraki move to heal deepening divide.
The wound is so deep. The wound is very deep.
Self-inflicted.
Yes, and APC is not also resting on its all. What the APC is doing is that it's a total routing of the opposition. Opposition should not even have any say at all. It does seem that the APC, the ruling government, the ruling party, has infiltrated all the 18 parties. So wherever you go now, it's a problem. Even recently
18 registered
party. Recently, it made the headlines that everybody had crossed over the camp to SDP. But the man who flew the flag of that party, Prince Adebayo Adewale, said, no, there's no room for him here. I am still running. So there's no vacancy. So we understand that what they are doing now, the opposition, is that since PDP has become a difficult brand to sell to Nigerians, the aggrieved members of the APC within who are of the CPC, they want to extract the CPC from there, add it to the still loyal PDP like Saraki and all of that, and see how they can build an opposition. And then using ex-governors Ilie Emoke of Cross River State and Mechi, Rotimi Amechi to lead that onslaught. But how they are going to be able to do that, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to be able to do that.
Okay, still in This Day, DSS police apprehend 20 suspects over hacking of 2025 UTME results.
Yes. I think the news is there that the registrar needs not to be hounded because he did what he needed to do. That there was sabotage. You remember the times they were that snake swallowed the money in Janga and all that.
Of course, I cannot forget the days of Professor Dibu
Ojeni Day. Yes.
The current registrar
so he came in and
turned the fortunes around.
Yeah, so people are no longer, according to allegation, people are no longer stealing because of the proper corporate governance he has put in place.
And he has blocked all loopholes.
Yes, he has closed them. So those people who are aggrieved that no more to do, so they are
asking for his head.
Allegedly are the ones who are now saying they want to rough shit in the middle of his face.
Okay. This one: be ruthless to terrorists. Army chief orders commanders and troops.
But do they have the equipment and the arms and all of that to fight? We keep hearing a story about how they are ill-treated, how they are even the equipment, even the tools, even the ammunition, whatever they need, they are usually not given. I watched the video and I think I shared a tier or two that I saw soldiers who were eating gari on banana leaves.
Okay then. NDLEA and USDEA to strengthen collaboration on drug war.
Yes, that's kudos to Brigadier General retired, Buba Marwa.
Yeah,
He's been doing a yeoman's job in that agency. I hope he continues. But and I also thank God that this administration decided to retain him. It's about strengthening institutions, not just one man. I hope he'll be able to put in place enduring structure that will outlive him or also outlive this administration.
Of course, you must also not throw away the fact that drug barons and their cousins won't let him sleep.
They won't let him, and they become so powerful too.
Take your time from us, 7:30 on Voice of the People. No, beg your pardon. 29 minutes past 7 on VOP, 90.3 FM on your dial. And we're looking at newspaper headliners from here. Okay. DSS police apprehend 20. Okay, I just talked about that. Maybe we move to another paper now. We have The Nation now. 36 governors lose bid to reclaim 1.8 trillion naira, 450 billion recovered funds.
Yes, lose bid because just like Emefiele, who was also, he was also not criticized, he also saying he wanted his money back and his loot back. So these also governors, they've also tried to press buttons and all that. But whatever the SEC is doing now, I think they should also continue with the continue to increase the ante, the status quo
of the ante.
Yeah, of the ante.
Okay, Senate engages forensic experts to trace crude oil theft.
Now today. You don't think now, forensic, how many is how are they going to do that? Money will also go into hands. They will bring people who are going. Please, second base.
Second base. Owao Bokun. This is
Ilesha or something.
Osun State now.
Yeah,
Tinubu approves rehabilitation of Ilesha Ife Ibadan Expressway.
Yeah, it's been long. It's been long overdue for them to. Is what they have is the palliative. They've been putting palliatives on that road and palliatives
rather than go the whole hog.
Yeah, so I hope, because like Mahi said that he believes that Tinubu will do everything possible to approve that road, and thankfully with this news now, so those people who ply that road off, I'm not driven on that road, or I'm not traveling on that road for more than
which go carry you go there?
Yeah, for about 10 years or more.
All right, hear this one. Vandal electrocuted.
Yes.
Other arrested after plundering transformer at Osun prayer ground.
Okay, the one I watched yesterday, it seemed as if it happened in Edo State, because the pigeon is not an Osun pigeon.
I don't know they carry last.
They will carry last. No. With the carry last. What is that? I don't know, they disappoint. So you should say no, they go, they carry last. So many times we don't carry last now. So so the pigeon being spoken there is not the Osun pigeon, because it sounds so, because I'm from Edo, so I know the accent and all that, the nasal pronunciation of certain things and all that. So they said the guy went there wanting to cut high tension wire, the ones on the ground, and that's how this vandal met his Waterloo. And he's dead, he's gone.
Yeah, maybe.
And they were not saying thank God, so I'm not there. Look at his head, look at his. But I think that's summary execution of judgment.
Oh yeah. Delta rep member defects to APC.
Were you expecting anything different from that? Because they said it was a clean sweep. So I wonder what he was still doing before.
Delta reps member.
What was he doing before now?
Yeah. Okay. APC leaders endorse Oyebanji for second term. That's Ekiti State.
Ekiti State, yes.
So much to take from The Nation. Let's move to The Guardian now. The Guardian, the lead story there is Discon to provide networking opportunities for participants.
Discon, I missed that in the news. Maybe Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria? Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria or something, right?
district conference.
Oh, okay.
District conference.
I missed that in the news.
Nigeria. Yeah. So get a copy of the Guardian for that story and know what it says, what it means in concrete terms. All right. Group. Okay. More stories. Aliyu reiterates commitment to tackle insecurity. This is Sokoto State.
Sokoto State.
All hands must be on deck.
Well, I understand that Sokoto State, where Lakurawa is actually they've had sway over there. So whatever they can do to ensure that
Lakurawa had been on for some time.
Yes.
They gained prominence.
Most of them are just franchises.
From
Boko Haram, from ISWAP or whatever they call it. They are franchises. They just got, maybe when they're just disgruntled, as they say in English, they just move over and then name themselves.
DSS police nabbed 20 for allegedly hacking UTME results.
Yes, I think
we talked about it. Yeah. Okay. Kaduna woman arrested for killing co-wife's 3-month-old son with acid.
Oh God, I read that story. What happened is the mother of the baby went to the bathroom to take her bath. This co-wife with the husband's younger brother, the younger, or because they call him brother-in-law. I wouldn't know it's a younger
brother.
Older, went with her, provided the acid and gave it to this woman and gave it to the young boy, the young child to drink. Then, a few minutes later, the mother came from the bathroom. This woman was holding on to the baby. Okay, take your baby. My baby. He was like this when I went to the bathroom. He started foaming in the mouth, and before he knew it, they rushed into the river, and then he was pronounced dead before arrival. But they were announced they've arrested her. She has not said why.
She won't go scot-free.
Yes, but the young man, whether it's older or younger brother to the husband, has fled. But the police said they are going to do everything possible to get him arrested. But I didn't see in the report whether the woman said why she did that. I wouldn't know. Apart from rivalry amongst co-wives, but I wouldn't know if there are other remote reasons why she did that. Maybe it's a development story. I hope the story gets to be mentioned again in the news.
Charles, she will pay.
She has to.
All right, we have the Tribune here. The Tribune newspaper is next. Obasanjo, Atiku, Sambo, Ayedatiwa, Oyinlola, Aregbesola, Oyetola, Ooni, others attend coronation of Owa Obokun. The event was yesterday.
Yes, where you see this, when they get there, you see backslapping, pumping of hands and laughter and all that. Then you imagine those who fight on the social media for those men, for those women. You saw at the inauguration of Papa, the what do you call the Papa, the Pope. You saw Obi, all of them, the paper head, all of them. Obi, I mean, in reverence to the president, Nelta was talking to him and said, yeah, these people, they are there over there. They have what separates them is about ideology, it's about interest. But here downstairs, everybody, we are all throwing daggers and using daggers at each other. When are the everyday people going to learn that the position you are fighting for and against don't even know you exist?
All right, 2027, another story in the Tribune. APC chieftain rejects Tinubu's automatic ticket, declares ambition.
Yes, I think one man from Anambra recalled now, but his name, I forgot his name now. He said no, that there's no such thing as automatic ticket. The primaries we have to be heard. He also is an aspirant, so they shouldn't foreclose the possibility of him also being there.
Okay, Uncle Sam's country is in the news, Charles. President Trump bars Harvard University from enrolling Nigerian students, along with 139 other countries.
But who do you blame? Harvard, Uncle Sam built his state, that university to become what it is today. Didn't we have University of Ibadan here in those days? These were Ivy League universities. They do not have the University of Lagos. They do not have Nandi Azikiwe University in Nsukka. All this Unife. Before didn't you have them?
Ahmadu Bello.
Ahmadu Bello. I heard in history that there was a time, once upon a time, that UCH Ibadan, that the royal family of Saudi Arabia, all of them, they were coming there to be treated. Also, this the Saudi royal family were coming to UCH, University of Ibadan, to be treated.
The Saudi prince,
yes,
crown prince, yeah.
So what happened? So are you going to be blaming? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? No. All we need to do is challenge. They have thrown a challenge at us to also do everything possible to build our university to Ivy League.
Charles, this next story will slow you down. Australia's most sexually active woman hospitalized after sleeping with 563
in a single day.
In a single day.
Not today, not 1 week. But I think Oibo people, something they worry their head. You know, again, but she has made a name, but she couldn't live to enjoy the name. She wanted to just do something that was crazy. How could you? How could you?
She don't enter news now.
Yes, she wanted it, but now she wasn't there to read the news about herself.
All right. Again, Dangote refinery reduces petrol prices nationwide.
I not felt it too. I've been buying at APC for 875. It's been so for about 3 weeks, so I've not felt it at all.
Maybe,
so my sister 890,
maybe
880.
Yeah, I got 875 yesterday.
I've been buying at 875 for the past 2-3 weeks.
So maybe many pumps have not been calibrated.
Okay, I hope they do that very soon. I even wanted it to get as low as 500, so that I can fill my tank again and go to Benin.
All right, okay. If you start trekking from 7 a.m. before 7 p.m., you go down reach.
I'll not make news and I'll be alive to.
Yeah. All right, let's move to the Daily Sun here. The Daily Sun leads with this one: recovered loot. Supreme Court strikes out suit against federal government by 36 states.
Yes, recurring story.
Yeah. What we
took that earlier.
Okay. APC must conduct presidential primary. Udo Garanya.
That's the man I want to hear. Udo Garanya, exactly.
Udo Garanya.
Yes. But again, I think it's important that is done. If not, in democracy or all the rules of law,
only the political party can give you the flag.
Yes, but the flag has to. There's a process. There's a process that will make you get a flag. I don't think there is anything in political party structure that will say just hand a flag over to. But they could go to a convention ground and then just do what they would do as okay. I think there's a voice vote for what do you call it now? I've forgotten the name they call it. Affirmation. Yeah, affirmation.
Affirmation.
Yes, affirmation. Yes, they could do that.
Okay, hear this one. I expect more defections to APC. It's a game, Tinubu.
Yeah, Tinubu says so. Anyway, he has men everywhere, so who are marketing the APC to them, and I think it's a haul, it's a total haul for APC. Once upon a time, PDP also enjoyed this. Everybody was very for PDP.
Okay. Dafinone hails APC unanimous endorsement of Tinubu for 2027, says more timely and deserving.
But when I read that story, I said all of them gathered at a place. And then Uzodinma was the one who, I understand Governor Uzodinma was okay that raised that motion for the endorsement of Tinubu as a single candidate for all of them. Those who are for it say nay, say A, sorry, say I. Those against say nay. But who would you think? Which governor would you say? Do you think would say nay in that place? Which governor would you think in that kind of gathering would say nay? Even if the governor doesn't like it, he will say yeah, I. Everybody say I, yay. That's exactly what happened. So, but some people are saying that this defection, the gain of defection, is not. It doesn't seem to be organic, as if some people are compared to soldier.
All right, hear this one. We believe in your leadership, or your North PDP, tells Makinde.
Makinde again, I understand that his poster has flooded Kano. His poster as an aspirant for presidential election on the on the platform of what now PDP. Well, anyway, I think they said the man has done well. He tried to bring the legates of Awo to that state.
Yeah.
But how long he's been able to succeed in it remains to be seen.
No, what he's doing in the area of agriculture
see, you and I were on TV.
Oh, yeah.
We had to we
Yeah.
discussed that once
Yeah.
upon a time and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I think we'll apply the brakes here and hand over the microphone to the listener. Dear listener, it is time for you to react to any story or stories which we shared, which caught your fancy. And remember, the number to engage now is 0803-692-9933. I think we have a first respondent here. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, the radio icon.
I greet you, sir.
Good morning. Prince, I salute you.
Okay, then.
Yeah, this is Alaba Lakwe.
All right, Alaba, go on.
Yeah, thank you, sir. First of all, the endorsement, unanimous endorsement of President Tinubu. It will be done. And I just want to say this to the opposition, that hope they will not, and you can see the heavy defections that is going on. Hope not they will not be saying that the APC has changed them. APC has manipulated results with this heavy number coming to APC now. I think the result is coming out gradually. And last is that the issue of insecurity. We have been saying this: community policing, state policing. This is the solution. Aside from that, spending huge money in recruiting soldiers, buying army from soldiers, I think cannot help us. Let them allow state and community policing to come to limelight. If this can come to limelight, I bet you the insecurity will reduce. It's not because crime and criminality is at the local level.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's a course that I studied at the university. It's called text linguistics, which is a branch of communication. Alaba is saying coming to APC means that it's an APC member. Coming to.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I greet you.
Greetings to you and the station and the other man sitting with you.
Yeah, Charles is here. Welcome.
Yes. My name is The Truth.
Go ahead.
Concerning all that was read in the newspaper, I'm calling from OBM and Linters. In a nutshell,
Okay.
if you read Genesis, I'm going spiritual now, sir. I'm going spiritual, I beg you, sir, because of the time allocated. If you go to Genesis 6:6, God said that he rejected,
Regrets creating man.
regrets creating human being. How can a man have 753 duplex? One man.
You know,
Man.
it is not in Genesis, so.
No, that's
It's in Genesis 6. Go and read it.
No,
Genesis
we
6.
understand you.
From
No. I understand.
We understand your
sentiment.
it's just sarcasm. We are just talking.
Then number two, just to see, because of we read John 10:10, those two Bible verses. How can somebody put acid to kill human being, fellow human being, and concerning all that was suggested or you read in the newspapers, it's making me to weep.
Thank you. Sometimes when some of the stories you hear in the paper, you wonder if they are true.
John 10:10 says,
all right.
he came not but to see, but to kill and to destroy. But I come that he may have life and have it more abundantly.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, the line is free now. Let's get you talking. What what story or stories caught your fancy? How would you want to react to it or to them? Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Citizen Jones and your colleague there.
Charles, yeah.
My name is Joshua Perkins. I'm calling from Festac. I like the comic relief you make of the daily because it is disheartening to understand that people that they have a reputation or probably they have attended a higher institution or university will be behaving like a toddler. Now I want to talk on that property. We all know how many loot and how many monies have been recovered. And we know that it is a kill and divide process. Look at somebody getting 75,000 houses in Abuja.
753.
753.
Yeah.
And there are homeless people in the street of Lagos.
What about
And even Abuja itself. God will help these people. If they don't die, I don't know what will happen in this country.
Thank you. Let's stop you there. 60 seconds are up. Take your 60 seconds. React to any story or stories that caught your fancy. Good morning.
Good morning.
I beg, make we keep this noise away. Yeah, let's go, sir.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Good morning.
We greet you. We greet you.
Please, I want to react about police killing. I don't know how it's not right at all.
You are breaking. Yeah, you are breaking. You know, we.
Let's switch your position.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Okay. I want to react about the shooting of the
what?
The police shooting of the two child.
Can you hear me now?
Police no shoot civilian. Please get the story right.
It was a stray bullet that hit the young boy
at Ibadan, please.
Stray bullet.
Please no shoot.
Straight bullet.
Yes, stray bullet. Stray, not straight.
Yeah, a traffic situation. Yeah.
Are they chasing and drop at that moment?
Are they what?
Are they chasing and drop at that moment and let him shoot us?
It was not.
No. Please read the story to understand the context. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have room for 2-3 more calls. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Stephen John. This will be calling from Ikeja.
Obi, you're welcome.
For all the politicians running into Stephen John, let me to ask them, please. We have agreed to
give me their addresses. Give me their phone numbers. Thank you. Go on.
Will the place contain us? Let me ask them.
Are you part of it?
Contain all of us.
Who be this us?
Who are the us?
Including you. Including you.
No, we are journalists.
No.
We are journalists. We don't have anything like that to do with politicians.
Obi, there's no law barring anybody from belonging anywhere. There's freedom of association.
Not at all. I agree with you. But I want to ask you, will it contain all of us?
All of you, not all of us.
Make una go. Make una go.
Go to the report now. Go to the report now for TV and radio.
Obi, thank you.
Okay,
bye-bye. Obi forgets that in the PDP days.
Yeah, it was same thing. It's just a replay. It's a replay of the PDP days.
A rehash, yeah. Hello, good morning. Do you like this noise? Do you like this noise?
Yes.
Please keep the noise away. Thank you. Welcome.
Morning, sir.
I greet you.
The reason why all this defection, my name is Obinna, calling political.
Okay. All right.
The deflation and all these things they are doing is because our vote is not count. If our vote is count, many people that is in government today wouldn't have been there. They will not find a space in that place. Let our vote count. If our vote is not count, this country will remain like this forever. Let our vote count. Period.
All right. Period. I like that.
Are you done? Is that all?
No, you said period. Period is full stop.
I hear. We'll take one last call, not the least. Good morning. Welcome.
It's very good morning to the people in the studio.
Welcome. Yeah.
753 months of only one personality, one person.
And I didn't win Winfield get to be that.
He could have gotten more.
I want to appeal to CJ to please create sharp court. One of the courts will be reserved for this month. Within 6 months, let us know the termination of the case.
because this is too bad now. Tell me already I saw the only one person, and not only that, they've already seized a lot of property for this the same man. Where is he going to? And when he was going to call, he carry a very big church, Bible, to see as if we see devoted Christians. This is some people that is going to take to Babis after the judgment to go and execute. Good morning to you, Sir.
Good morning, thank you.
Unfortunately, we no longer have capital punishment.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we no longer have capital punishment in our status books.
Yeah, so that will just about do it, Charles.
Yes, so let me advise the listener. Whatever you do today and henceforth, please, Emefiele. Is that okay?
Emefiele.
Don't do what is wrong.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Miredodo.
Emefiele. Okay.
Miredodo.
Don't go abuse there. Don't go and steal. You see, I laughed at when you said that the one who figured me that you could have got it more.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
It's a matter of choice.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so we see you today week?
Yes, by grace of God, yeah. We know we live by grace of God.
Grace of God and hard work. All right, folks, thank you. Our next show is 5 minutes away. Please stick around.
Conversation. We want to know what the public has to say.
Your voice.
Fuel subsidies removed.
My voice. Our voices must be heard.
Problem here, as far as I'm concerned, it's not helping the society because the way things are going now, everything has gone up.
For current news and daily updates, trends and vibes, vital information and more. Tune in daily to the best radio station. VOP, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, Lagos. Now, you have a voice. Speak up. A radio station is supposed to inform.
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique, that is women, black women.
Educate.
So what you need to do now is go to www.
And also entertain you.
Systems are offline. Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM. We give you a radio station is supposed to inform.
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique, that is women, black women.
Educate.
So what you need to do now is go to www.
And also entertain you.
Tractor systems are offline. Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM.
We give you a voice.
Dear valued listeners,
We believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it is crucial that we foster an environment of respect as we desire a healthy discussion and diverse opinions. So, how do you contribute to a more responsible and informed dialogue? 1. Fact check before you speak. Take time to verify the information you intend to share. 2. Respectful language. Choose your words thoughtfully and avoid derogatory or offensive words. 3. Encourage a healthy debate. 4. Lead by example as a listener. You also have a powerful voice. To be part of the conversation, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 or send a WhatsApp message to 0817 175 6338. For all marketing and sales inquiries, please call 0912 666 9908. Words have power. Use them wisely.
24 hours a day, 52 weeks around the calendar. We give you in-depth analysis and keep you up to date. From current news to critical mind-blowing conversation.
Many Nigerians in some of the states already hit by the cash crunch express frustration in accessing cash.
They need to tell us where team go see benefit them.
We are the voice of the nation. We are Voice of the People. 90.3 FM Lagos. Feel the impulse of our diverse perspectives. This is the radio station that gives you a voice. VOP 90.3 FM. Now you have a voice.
All right, folks, I greet you one more time. Welcome to the second offering on the VOP this morning. We call it Citizen Jones this morning. What we do is simple. Interrogate issues that get thrown up by my country, your country, just so you know. Today, road to economic recovery. Kaduna governor shows the way. Please get that right. Road to economic recovery. Kaduna governor shows the way. Now, you know, chroniclers of our checkered history would recall with candor, albeit with a tinge of regret, that Nigeria, this same Nigeria, lived a full, productive life with the three regions of the North, the East, and the West, and later the Midwest, all being independent of one another without any rancor. Whereas the North led with groundnut, pyramids, and tannery, the East had coal at Enugu, while today's Akwa Ibom and Cross River State were the palm oil produce capital of the world. Good old Western region prided itself with being a net exporter of cocoa, with the erection of a 24-story cocoa house at Ibadan, first TV station and stadium, all at Ibadan, I should say. Of course, the Midwest joined the party with plywood and rubber. So we were the country to beat economically. But we lamentably frittered everything away, no thanks to military adventurism and waywardness. nobody would deny that nature has been very kind to us. Like the Democratic Republic of Congo, our country had previous precious stones and metals. Kaduna State, for example, is showing that we can invent the future by creating it, meaning that instead of passively awaiting the future, we can actively shape it through innovation and proactive action. Governor Obasani of Kaduna State has established a world-class lithium processing plant at Kaduna with a capacity for processing over 30,000 tons of lithium per day, in addition to over 70 solid minerals, including gold, tin, titanium, and others. Kaduna is becoming a hub. Shall we go there? I have a gentleman who not only lived through these things I talked about, but knows that we are endowed, as the Americans say, God is blessing America, but is America blessing God? Let's meet and greet Tumi Olowe. Tumi, I greet you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones. Good morning to our listeners at home.
Yeah, Tumi is a chartered accountant and a national affairs commentator. Yeah.
Good one from Kaduna State, and we hope that other states will also take a cue from that. You see, it's not about rhetoric or buzzword. It's about doing the work that would actually contribute to the development of the state. Now, Kaduna State, before El Rufai's period, was at, I think they were doing Nigeria 13,000. That was around 2015. But internally generated revenue. By the time, by 2019, that was, I think, by the end of his first term, Kaduna State was already doing 44. So if you see the move from 13, let's say 14 billion naira to 44, that was huge. So what it means that there's some low-hanging fruits.
Okay.
That a reasonable governor that wants to do something can easily tap into and then grow on that, which El Rufai did. By the time he was leaving, I think there were over 50 billion. And this is what Uba inherited and is building on. Now, what does that translate to? It translates to a bigger GDP for Kaduna State.
Okay.
By the time you're adding the GDPs of all the states together, the GDP of Nigeria will be bigger. You know, there's this thing, people will look at, GDP of Nigeria is, GDP of Nigeria is made up of all the 36 states and FCT's GDP.
Okay.
So when you look at it and you are saying Nigeria is not doing well, then go back home and ask your states, what is our contribution to this GDP? Because when they say the GDP of Nigeria is the aggregate of the GDP of all the states in Nigeria.
To me, the idea now is not to raise passion or make you feel depressed.
You know, the
misplaced priority,
yes,
if you ask me. And he pumped billions into it.
Most times, I just don't know how and why we black people, because God has blessed us. The things that we need are already provided. It's just for us to harness them and maximize the benefit that we can derive.
Otherwise, it's for us to look away from crude oil.
Crude oil should have been an icing on the cake for us.
Yeah. Your state, for instance, Osun, has gold. I hear there's gold in.
You know, while we were growing up, I don't know whether children in schools now have those texts. We had these texts. We had series of textbooks that had a map of Nigeria. and showing the mineral resources and produce.
Dotting the country.
Now, way back mid-80s, I knew there was gold in, because I used to have this friend that his uncle comes from the US to come and mine gold in Ilesha. It took, I think it's in the last 3 or 4 years, 6 years, that the first gold processing factory in Nigeria was established in Osun State. So look at in the 80s, we had to wait till 2020 or thereabout before this we thought of annexing. If you go to Samfara, there is enough gold there too. But the leadership and the people have decided that it is going to be pirated. I'm using pirated in the sense that it's not working for the state and it's not working for the country.
It has nothing to do with Aso Rock.
No, not at all.
So look,
it wasn't Aso Rock that established the gold processing plant in Osun State. It was government showing the willingness that you can come in, providing a conducive environment for the investor to come in and invest.
To me, whenever I say the second largest deposit of bitumen in this country after Venezuela, the second largest deposits are in Nigeria. Nigeria's Ondo State. And I expect success. So begs the question: what had successive Ondo State governments been thinking?
That's $1 million. That's $1 million question. I know most of our governors.
Let's go to the middle belt, which is reputed to be the bread basket, the food basket
of the country.
All the fruits of this life are in Benue and Plateau, wasting away
because our governors most times, and not only the governors, in collaboration with the elites of those respective states, are short-term people. They have no long-term future plan of development. It is what they can get now that concerns them. They don't want to leave a legacy, which is different from our founding fathers. It's not a matter whether we are operating a regional government or state government. When we had regions, the fathers there had long-term vision, and that's why the legacy they left behind are still with us till today. First television station in Africa,
first stadium,
first I-Rise, all from cocoa revenue from
not
cocoa.
Loaned from anywhere.
Not loaned from anywhere. University of Ife was constructed. I mean, since then, there is no government, whether federal or state, that has constructed a beautiful campus like that.
Yeah, and you just talked about cocoa. Eastern region at the time, the coal which powered the steam engines,
from
the engines of the railway, Nigeria Railway Corporation, came from Enugu. We didn't import it. So it is the governors, not the federal government.
They're all unfortunately for us, we had the military intervention. And our military head of state then also are just typical of the governors that we've had since 1999. No future thought of building wealth.
Of course, remember that
building a commonwealth. It is personal wealth that they are all after.
Remember that retired General Gowon, bless him, he is 90 plus, reputedly said our problem was not money, but how to spend it.
But you see,
so it tells you we became wayward.
Yeah, because they were only thinking about them. Because if you're thinking about the future, you know that there's so many things that you were supposed to put in place that you could have used the money then to do.
To me, if we missed it in the Gowon years, in the Shagari years, I remember that I can recall Volkswagen.
We had Volkswagen, we had Peugeot
Automobile,
we had
Anamco,
we had Leyland
at Ibadan,
we had Michelin, we had
Dunlop,
Isoglass, we had Excite Battery,
Odutola Tires.
Yes, but we got there, and people. It's not now that we've developed a taste for immediate success. You have to put in the work. So we had import liberalization, and we started importing everything, putting so much pressure on local producers. And also because when you are importing, the government didn't care about providing the necessary infrastructure for local industry to thrive. They all died out. Michelin, Dunlop, they left Nigeria. And we still have I hope the rubber plantations have not died out. We had rubber plantation, we had cocoa. The cocoa that people are making money from now wasn't as if the government was the one encouraging people. People that was what they were doing. So they just kept in it.
Yeah.
I mean, some times back before the boom came back, some cocoa farmers were looking to sell their farms. But now, they won't sell that farm. Even at gunpoint.
To think that Nigeria was ahead of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire in
cocoa
production. The teenager would ask, Daddy, Uncle, what happened? And you become tongue-tied. You don't know how to explain it to him.
They probably would not even ask what happened because they don't even know. They don't even know. So,
which is why a lot of people lampoon the idea of precluding history
because
from the curricula.
It might just be a deliberate act on the part of the people that carried out that act, so that people will be asking, if we were this okay, then what went wrong? Why we are. So going back to Kaduna, I'm happy that they have a governor that is following the vision he met on ground.
Yeah.
Developing. I remember that before El Rufai left, there was a $600 million steel plant that was also launched. Those are the things that we need for development. Steel, power, refineries. We need to turn.
To also recall that Kaduna was a place where you had the defense industry corporation. I mean, we were producing military hardware.
Nigerians are we are resilient, because I saw a list of Nigerians investing in the military production line, and I'm seeing
military hardware.
Yes, and we have this. So what we need is the government, and now it's not only federal government alone. Federal and state, you have power to legislate on electricity.
You recall that in the final days of former President Muhammadu Buhari, he removed power generation
from the exclusive list
to the concurrent.
Because we need it. Now, I looked at those factories. Some are on the verge of manufacturing jet engines. Some are already doing drones. So we have the brain. We have the people willing to do these things. It is now expedient on our governors. And it's not only the state governors. Because if you provide an enabling environment, you don't have to like the president that is there now.
Yeah.
But when you look at the Lekki Free Trade Zone, Lagos State was its first state in Nigeria to have a free trade zone. It's a long-term thought that was put on ground. And today, if you go to that zone, the factories that are there, the contribution to the country and to Lagos State is immense. The people that they are employing...
That's why Lagos State will be ahead.
They will be ahead because there were some things that were done that have long-term implication.
Yeah.
Dangote refineries in that free trade zone the Lekki deep sea port is there. These are things that are needed. Now, Akwa Ibom is supposed to have a deep sea port, but unfortunately,
bogged down by politics.
By politics and
parochial politics
and selfish interest. The depth of that natural deep sea port in Akwa Ibom, I heard, is even deeper than that of Lagos. So it can host bigger ships. These are the things that our governors and the president are supposed to focus on. Unfortunately, citizens are not even aware of what is happening in their state.
Yeah.
So every time they focus on Aso Rock, ask your governor, why has that DC port not materialized all this time? The Ondo people should ask there, because they have deep ports too in Ondo State that can be constructed. They should ask them. They actually should ask Ondo State, how come Dangote that wanted to build this refinery here had to take it to Lagos? Those questions we should be, but unfortunately, the people that are close to us that we can question, we give them the pass and then go to Aso Rock.
Yeah, to me, I'd love to be face to face with my governor and ask him, Your Excellency, how come we are importing finished palm oil from Malaysia? Hadn't we better take advantage of the resource? We have it here. Can't we revive the oil milling business and export palm oil to Nigeria?
It's not even only exporting palm oil. There is probably no part of palm oil that goes to waste.
No part of palm oil.
So if we have governors that think, I mean, it is so natural for palm oil to grow in this area. We are not saying invest. We don't even want them to have a palm tree plantation, but provide roads, provide agricultural extension services to the people that are interested. And if they see the values that they are going to derive from it, people are going to come into it, because they won't need to bother themselves about roads, about storage, about even selling. You know, in the 60s, we had produce boards, so that when you farm, you are not bothered about the fluctuation of prices in the market. You are sure that there is a produce board that will take it from you, owned and managed by government.
Yeah,
these are the kind of things that the society needs our governors to be doing. But unfortunately, we do the barest minimum. Construct roads and have fun fair launching them.
I wish I had an opportunity of speaking one-on-one with Governor Ayedatiwa Lucky. I wish I can be lucky to have a chat with him and ask. I would ask him, Your Excellency, don't you think it would do us good if we utilize the bitumen we have in the state, exploit it, and export to countries for money?
That would have been the natural thought. But unfortunately, what we see is that elected officials across board just want to amass wealth. Most people don't even know who their local government chairman are. But try and find out who your local government chairman is. Look at him before he became local government chairman. And then look at him after maybe 4 or 5 years of being local government chairman. You won't find anything tangible on ground, but you will find him having tangible things.
Okay. I don't know. But do you? Let me excite you a little. Do you remember mad cow disease in Europe?
Yes, it was a very terrible period. Then people having to kill their livestock.
The answer to mad cow disease was cyanide in cassava. And then governor of Abia State, Ojiuzo Kalu, made a lot of money by exporting cassava to Europe. And we couldn't build on that.
Because there's no continuity. He left.
Oh, yeah.
The man that came after him had different ideas. He's also looking for ways to line his own pocket.
And you remember, we are the world's leading producer of cassava and yam.
As we are now. Unfortunately, even as we are producing yam, the government agency in charge of standardizing yam is not working in tandem with yam growers. So most people take their yams to Ghana to export because our people don't follow standard. The people that are supposed to ensure that standards are followed are also not doing their job. So if you export yam from Nigeria, it is rejected. But most of the yam being exported via Ghana is farmed in Nigeria. So from the people, the Nigerians in government and the Nigerians on the streets, we are both not contributing positively to the growth of the country.
To me, I wonder what people like you who are money men, if you understand, as a chartered accountant, what strikes you when you are told my country is a poor one? Is my country poor? Is Nigeria a poor country?
Resources-wise, we are not poor. But when it comes to harnessing,
the resources,
we are very poor. We love shortcuts. You will tell your client, build up your financial records, because when you want to scale up and you are needing financing, it is those records that will tell the story of the viability of your business that will attract the people that want to put money into it. But because the Nigerian businessman thinks that if you are that intelligent, why are you not a businessman? Forgetting that everybody has different skills and talents in life. You have the money, you've been able to invest and you are making money. But I'm telling you as a financial professional that if you do this, it makes life easier for you when you approach your bank for a loan. You'll find out that most businesses, it is until they need a loan, they will now start looking for somebody to start cooking books for them to present to the financial institution.
All right.
It's a problem.
Let me invite the listener. Dear listener, if you feel up to lending the weight of your voice to what we're discussing, do so now. You know the number 0803-692-9933. Take that again, 0803-692-9933. What we are discussing is simple. Road to economic recovery. Kaduna government, our governor, shows the way. That's what we are discussing. It is said, to me, you Yorubas have a proverb. They say, when a small child trips and falls, he looks ahead. When the elderly falls, trips and falls, he looks back.
So that I can learn.
All right. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph.
I greet you, sir.
God bless you.
Bless you too.
When I listen to your pull-up, that this phrase, the military trajectory. The military has not done anything to us as Nigeria. It is we Nigeria that just refuse to do exactly. Let me take an example. Take a lot of this time. In Edo State, the man that made Edo State city today was a military man, Ogbamudia, if you can remember.
Yeah, Sam.
If I tell you the number of company industry that man established in Edo State, you cannot imagine. As I speak today, the whole company have crumbled. I will not blame the ministry for that. After Ogbamudia, it was only the Abosali that came with a whole idea that of free education and everything. Apart from that, after Abosali, there was no other governor, no other person. As I speak today, okay, you tell me now, how do you imagine companies able to do know Ogbamudia did wonders in Edo State? to the area that in Afusi, so Afusi has a games village. We need Gaza. We need Gaza headquarters. Everywhere we are no more. I cannot imagine what Obama did. It can feed the whole of this country. But our so-called governors, they came to the country with unprepared and scattered the whole thing. That is what we are facing. Most of the governors we have, they don't prepare for anything. They only just to line their pocket.
Thank you. I stop you there. To me,
so, yeah.
To me, I underline what the gentleman has said. Sorry, it reminds me of the late U.J. Eswene in the old southeastern state, of Yor, in the southeastern state of Yor. He established some companies, and then came Clement Isong. The two of them established 10 companies, viable. Today they are dead. Yeah.
Because, yes, some military governors will stand out.
Oh yeah.
But because it was a command structure, and like we say, there are some basic infrastructures that are needed for industries to thrive.
Oh yeah.
Majorly power.
Enabling environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as at that time, until maybe 3 years ago, power was in the exclusive list. So governors couldn't touch. So if those governors had built those factories probably died out because they could not afford to keep spending so much money.
Thankfully, today, Abia is telling us we can do it.
Yeah. What's the name of that independent power?
Geometric.
Yeah. We need more geometrics across the nation.
Oh yeah.
Let the governors open up and attract people to bring in their investment and play in the power sector in their states.
We just mentioned geometric. The brain behind it?
A former minister of
Bath Naji.
Yeah.
Who was
a former minister of power.
Yeah, who was sacked by the Jonathan government years ago. All right, let's take another listener. Good morning to you.
Morning, Baba.
I greet you, sir.
Yes, sir. Greetings to Mr. Lowe, my very good friend.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Chicks calling from Aja.
All right, then.
Yes, sir. Saying that Kaduna should show the lead way. Is logical, but it's not absolute. If we check from the history, like Lagos and Kebbi, they had a common front that produced some
lake rice.
Yeah. At that time.
So that tells you it can be done.
Yeah, of course it can be done.
It can be done, but the futuristic continuation is the issue. Is much more abandoned now. So that is it. That the main problem, let us tackle it, and that is insecurity. Like presently, me, as I am at the back of my house, I have a farm, and there is a place where I have as a non-developed that I did something, even in the southwest.
All right, sir. 60 seconds. We got you first time. Thank you very much.
Even when we come to insecurity, it starts from the state itself. The 6 Southwest governors came together and established Amotekun to what's it called? To complement the efforts of the military, of the federal security forces. Now they're also adding forest guards to it now. The effort that Lagos State had put into security. Lagos State has a security trust fund. What Lagos State does in terms of security is immense. That means if other states And these states have the resources. The governors themselves have security votes. What are they using them for?
Yeah, to me, what the governor of Borno State, Professor Zulum, said the other day, that politicians and members of the military are informants to.
They know themselves. The only thing is they will not tell on themselves. We will just be hearing that if I tell you the people causing wala in my state, you are the governor. Tell us.
Oh yeah.
Don't be teasing us by saying if I tell you, or we have informants. Your job is to bring out the informant and prosecute them.
And yet we have a talk like governors are very powerful.
They are.
How powerful are they?
They are. It's when it comes to protecting their own interests that you would notice that the governors are powerful. But because a whole lot of things are used for political expediency. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't expect the governor to be telling me I have informants. You know informants.
Yeah.
Prosecute them. They are committing a crime in your state.
And there are laws.
And there are laws to deal with such.
Okay, dear listener, if you want to contribute, let's I've opened the line. Let's get talking. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, citizen.
I greet you, sir.
I greet your guest too.
Good morning.
Yes, I want to differ a little bit because you only apportion brain. You blame the governor while you say not Abuja Rock. You see, but such program like this, it should be how are we going to? We should apply the reason for this shortcoming, then also bring solution. So if we only apportion blame that all our mineral resources are not tapped, what is the way forward? How do we do it? Take for instance, politics have taken over the whole atmosphere. Politics is now the industry. Politics now is now the mineral resources in Nigeria now. Instead of giving 2 billion for construction project, House of Representatives collecting 1 billion a year for construction project.
Okay, let me tease you. Which is your state? Which is your state?
My state is Delta. The man that built a estate in Abuja running to APC now.
So is your quarrel that he has gone to the APC or that something else?
He has gone to where there's big industry you can make more money.
Because when you started with Aso Rock, I thought you were going to tell me the fault of Aso Rock. Aso Rock is also...
Yes,
Aso Rock is responsible for Kaduna doing what it is doing. I don't think you were listening to us. Thank you.
You know, there's nowhere today that we've absorbed Aso Rock from its blame. We said that there are a whole lot of things states needs to do, and that, of course, the part of Aso Rock. And part of what Aso Rock did was to remove electricity from the concurrent list to the exclusively to the concurrent list, so that it gives room for state governors. Aso Rock has done that. But let's ask ourselves, since that has been done like over 2 years ago, how many states have taken advantage? So far, only 11 states have shown any form of interest in getting power localized in their states.
Okay, to me, because the listeners, some listeners would want to remind me that the president removed subsidy on petroleum products.
Yes.
Yeah, but I make bold to remind them that in removing subsidy, states, all the states,
like 3 times
got
the allocation,
3 times what they were getting before.
And a whole lot of them are started paying back the loans. So when we're saying that, ask governors what they're also doing with these humongous amount of money coming
to them.
We hear that now, because of more money coming into the coffers of government, the senators, the House of Rep are getting that much money to do. Also ask them. They are representing your constituency.
Oh, yes.
What are they doing? If you come to Surulere today, what Gbaja did in his constituency 1 and constituency 2 that is not representing. If you go to Surulere today, most of the streets that have street light there were constituency projects by Gbaja. Gbaja Miller. Not even only street lights, roads, infrastructures. So let's ask, before Gbaja start doing that, you would be imagining what are other reps. Yeah, the rep that is covering constituency 2 may not have gotten as much as Gbaja, but what he got, at that he spent 1/10 of it in his constituency.
All right, I have another listener. Good morning to you. Are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, let's go, sir.
Yeah, this is Mr. Tony calling from Kaduna.
Tony, welcome.
Okay. Yeah, it's something I want to really understand with what you're discussing about right now. Governor Obasani has been doing well, but on this very project, as far as from my little knowledge, I don't really think I can trace or can tell where this project is really being implemented or where it is going on right here in Kaduna State. I guess it's funny. Because if we who are living here in Kaduna State cannot say this is where this is coming up, then I wonder the authenticity of that project.
Let me get this right. That Governor Obasani, who has invested so much in the production of lithium, in Kaduna State, world-class lithium processing plant, a capacity for producing over 30,000 tons of lithium per day.
I am not arguing with what you're saying right now.
I'm sure if you find out, if you ask, you will get to know.
Oh, come on, please. We are journalists, please. You should give us this thing in full. That is what I'm trying to say here. Where is it located? Where is the plant? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to drive somewhere. It should be able to be identified. According to what you're saying, this is a mega and a gigantic project. Where is it? That is just my question.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
This that you're asking was reported in most what's it called? Most
media
most major media houses. So if you check Premium Times during the week, I think you will see pictures of the factory and the governor cutting the tape of the factory. So
can a government go to town with a story like this?
There are pictures of
if the story is not true.
So saying that you are calling from Kaduna and you've not done your own independent verification before asking where the plant
typically
is.
Nigerian.
Because the sound it was reported in his newspapers, and there were pictures of the tape cutting ceremony. Now, if you say maybe it was just, well, it has been launched, but we don't know whether it will work, is a different thing. But that it does not exist, that is not true, because it does exist. And it's not only in Kaduna that we have lithium processing plants. In the last couple of years, like 2 or 3 are already in production in Nasarawa State. So states are coming up to start tapping into resources that they have.
Kaduna State has invested so much in agriculture. As a matter of fact, Kaduna has produced, has made billionaires from rice, maize, and millet. This is not gainsaying anything, So the listener, let me take you to task. Please ask questions. Let me take another listener here. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning once again, the radio icon.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, Alabala is my name, and I greet your guest. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, sir.
I think there is a lot of questions that we need to be asking, or we need to ask, especially if I have opportunity, like the opportunity you are also looking for to meet with Ondo State Governor, I also want the opportunity, if it can be sent to me, I want to meet Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and former President Obasanjo. What happened to our companies that you guys have mentioning since 1999, between 1999 and 2007? What happened to those companies? Because I knew one of them was the chairman of the economic team of Nigeria. What happened between that time? So because it was between that time, those companies was sent away from this country. And according to my own research, I observed that most of these leaders had some of the largest shares in these companies outside where these companies are now. Go and do your very well. So I'm looking for the opportunity who can be given to Alabalape. I want to ask Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, what happened to those companies? Why are those companies left in Nigeria?
60 seconds. Yeah.
So
to me, do you remember Cadbury, Nestle, Michelin, Dunlop? They fled the country.
Yes, because they also were not.
They didn't flee the country 100 years ago.
No.
Inside the last 25 years, they left
because
my country.
The policies were not working for them, or they were not being able to adapt, because the spaces they left behind. You see, nature does not allow the vacuums. Yeah. Has been filled up with other people coming into. For me, I supported the privatization because I noticed that Nigerians see government. Okay.
All right. Please. The noises. Please remove it. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Welcome, sir.
And your guest in the studio.
Good morning.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanaja in Ikotu.
Okay.
I think the man that called from Kaduna State, I don't know whether he actually lives in Kaduna State or probably is an indigenous of Kaduna State. In as much as the media has reported the production of lithium in that place and the cutting of cake, of the case by the governor, I think it should be believed that company is existing in Kaduna State. But again, looking at what is happening in the north, especially agriculture, the farmers, you see, the Borno State has recently told us that there's serious insecurity and that the military has infiltrated into the civilian populace, and that they are even the Boko Haram have been infiltrated into the military as it were, and that they are even using the same language.
Okay.
You understand?
60 seconds, yeah.
All right, thanks very much.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
So, I do not subscribe to government owning companies in Nigeria. They can have shares. Of course, the Nigerian government has shares in Dangote Refinery. The Nigerian government has shares in Lekki Deep Sea Port. You understand?
Does the Nigerian understand what's playing out in the oil and gas industry? Because Dangote came into the picture, and BUA, for instance, is working on
his own. Yeah.
We expect a refinery in Akwa Ibom to join. Yeah. Because many Nigerians don't want us to stop importing finished petroleum products.
Yeah, because they've invested a whole lot of money.
That war will continue.
It will continue. So, government too has its own part in informing. So the Ministry of Information and then the NOA, the agency, have a whole lot of work to do, so that these things are brought to the public. So so that when people talk, you can reference these things. Now, why has LNG survived till date and doing well? It's because it is not wholly owned by government. So we've seen that factories or production lines or organizations owned by government are never really productive or profitable in Nigeria.
Because of vested interest.
Because of vested interest. So let's be doing, just invest. Let the government just invest. Have your 20%. Have your, in LNG, I think we have 49%. The oil majors are the one having the controlling shares. And the LNG has been profitable. I think we're on our 7th train. Or we're going to 8 or thereabout. That is the model we should adopt when it comes to, so PPP, government have your own, and I'm sure the Kebbi Lagos rice project did not really blossom because it was directly government to government, and Nigerians are the one in between. If we had given it to, let's say, both government has maybe 20% in that project, and then they look for.
So now we know that the ball was dropped, not because
the ball was dropped. The ball was dropped because if the ball wasn't dropped, the project, we should still be seeing Lake Rice. Yes. That's the thing. We need to tell ourselves the truth.
Yeah.
It's not that we cannot function. We can't function. But once we allow government to preside, and when I say government, the government has a majority and then appoints Nigeria there. The Nigerians acting on behalf of government just take liberty for granted and run everything down. So those government agencies were privatized, but they were not done properly. They were not given to the people that have the capacity and capability to run them.
Yeah.
And most of those companies have run aground. Nitel was existing before GSM companies came. Nitel has its own GSM license, but there is no GSM.
Remember,
there is no SIM of Nitel in the market.
MTEL came.
There is no SIM. There is no SIM of Nitel in the market, and there are still Nigerians working in Nitel as we speak. Collecting salary, but that is MTN. There is Glo. There is Airtel, making money since 2001 that we have crossed over to GSM. It's showing that government don't come into it. Just take a stake, provide the necessary infrastructures, and let people that are serious-minded about business come into it. We also went the ways of discourse, but we are still battling with the effect because the discourse were sold to people that also did not have or do not have the capacity to handle
Perhaps
it.
the listener wants to know that we have 11 discos in the country. One of them had trouble, and government, we're told, gave them takeoff grants. Today, so government is thinking of what to do with them and to them. All right. To me, we must begin to take this home, but not before reminding the listener that my mind goes back to cocoa. We can go back to it because cocoa is still...
cocoa farmers are now smiling.
The cocoa is still there. Coal
is still there.
Is still there at Enugu. We can revive oil milling business, palm oil milling business. Keep the citizens busy without depending solely on crude oil. Yes, security will be problem. It will always be problem. But Kaduna State is achieving this giant stride, making these giant strides regardless of the security situation. It tells you it can be done.
Of course, the Lithium factory is not owned entirely by Kaduna State government. I think they have a partnership with Sin Mineral Separation Nigeria Limited. The gold processing plant in Osun State is not owned by Osun State. Government probably have a small stake in it, but it's owned by a Canadian company that come to invest in the country. And it's because the Canadian company saw an enabling environment, and then they came in and invested there.
And as you told me before we came on air, factories that are springing up on the Lagos-Ibadan axis are not owned by Nigerians.
No, majority of them are owned by foreigners. I mean, once you see the signboard, it's Chinese.
Okay.
And they're coming in and they're setting up. So the opportunities that we think we don't have here, some foreigners are seeing it and they are coming in. So we may need to change our lens that we used to look at Nigeria, and maybe borrow lens from those foreigners so that we can see what they are seeing in our own country.
If I borrow the song from Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror, let's look at the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
We can make a change by changing the man in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I want to thank you very kindly for your time. That's our show for today.
Thank you for having me.
On Saturday next week, we are going to have another show. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now.